Hey everybody, this is Merrick coming at you not live, and today we're going to be taking a look at, well, my first, not my first Jurassic Park slash Jurassic World toy I've ever owned, but the first one I've owned in a long time. Okay, technically not the first, because I did cave and buy another one for very cheap on sale, but I'll get into that in like a little bit. So this here is from two things. This is from Jurassic World, the movie. I think it was Dominion. No, Dominion was the second one. Whatever the third one was, I don't want to get into like the semantics of it. But I liked all three. I'm one of them weirdos who likes all the Jurassic Park films. Either way, it came from the third movie, Jurassic World, and it was also featured in the recent show. I believe that show was called Chaos Theory. And this is Atrociraptor Ghost. Apparently, doing my research on dinosaurs, Atrociraptors were a real thing. I don't know how scientifically accurate this toy is, most likely not considering it's Jurassic Park, but they have the weird explanation in the movies for that. But as I was saying, this is part of the Hammond collection, which is a action figure set that I've seen, but I've never really sort of dug into because I didn't think I would have space for a dinosaur toy, because I have a lot going on my own. Like, you see all the shit I collect on the table here. Well, outside of the Wing Commander, I got him for a couple bucks, but either way. The point is that, like, I don't normally collect Jurassic Park stuff. But this figure, and the Therizinosaurus for very cheap, is honestly kind of convinced me maybe it's kind of interesting to have some of these in the future, as long as I have the space for them and whatnot, and maybe if I find them on sale. Look, the point is that, like, I've seen these guys for years, and I've seen a lot of them shelf warm. Now, I get it. The price point on some of the bigger ones, like $35 for a big dinosaur toy that's, like, accurate to the movie. And this is 15, thankfully. Like, don't worry about that. I remember the price I paid for this. Is 15. This is not like $35 on like the giant fucking Allosaurus I saw recently. But thankfully they kind of shelf warm because of the price point, I guess, and for what they are. You kind of can get them sort of for cheap eventually if you're really into dinosaurs. And I have to say, though, this figure, just having it out of the box and messing around with the table, that's what made me want to make this video. I love this toy. I'm just going to come out immediately and say that I love this thing. This is honestly a dinosaur toy I've kind of always wished I had. And I'm just going to gush about it for like a little bit. For those who care, this is the box that it came in. Nothing to... Oh, that's one of the problems, actually. I'll get to him in a bit later. Should have moved him out of the way. He does have some minor issues, but we'll talk about that as we go into the figure. Let's start by just looking at the box real quick. I kind of like it. It feels like... Because Jurassic Park is kind of like a sci-fi type movie, and this boxes feel like sci-fi looking cases. Like, oh, you're getting like a dinosaur delivered to you. It kind of feels like a BOW out of like Resident Evil a little bit in the way it sort of does. The back has some like information, and the rest of the wave down there, which is actually kind of nice. We barely kind of see that on some toy packaging nowadays. So at least it's nice to know what we're getting in the wave, and it makes me kind of want to. And this figure, I'll get into that. I'll get into my thoughts on like other Hammond collection figures as I go along. So I mainly just been trying to get like some of my favorite dinosaurs, but I bought this on a limb because it just looks so cool. So this Raptor is awesome. I love the colors, I love the paint, and I love the feel. It feels like, oh God, it's so hard to describe feeling through a video context. You'd have to like get your hands on one of these yourself and mess around. But like just feeling the skin, right? I just imagine this is kind of what people would have expected from like toys that advertise themselves as real feel, and you could sort of see that sort of like look, and they hide the seams so well, but like even on the legs you can notice it. But even then, just the sort of tactile feeling of like rubbing this toy with my fingers right now feels great. Like you could sort of tell that this is like a rubbery material, which is kind of cool because you're able to like pose this tail animate. Oh, it was kind of come at the cost here real quick. A couple of days, the tip kind of started to bend down and whatnot. But either way, the feel of it is just so nice. I kind of one of the reasons why I kind of wanted them. But as you can sort of see, it's a very articulated figure for a dinosaur toy. A lot of the older Jurassic Park figures came stuck in a pose, and really the best you could do is like move the legs and whatnot every now and then, maybe the arms is a teeny tiny bit. But this has got some like really good articulation. It's got like a sort of a ball joint in the arm there. It's got a swivel at the wrist. Nothing too crazy. You can swivel both around and whatnot. It's not like a real ball joint. I kind of wish that they had like wrist. Well, that's elbow. I kind of wish they had like wrist articulation, but it's sort of a rubbery plastic. I guess I know why they didn't do it. It's hard to like get teeny tiny dinosaurs, and it might as well teeny tiny dinosaur hands trying to get to move like that would be like kind of hard. And I'd rather not have like the ball joint break on me or the swivel, whatever you got there. But I really like the fact that you can like get the mouth pose just right, and it looks really good when you don't have the fucking teeth out too. And that's something I think that's kind of like hard to get right with dinosaur toys or something like that. It just kind of looks so oddly natural despite the weird seams. And they even hide the seams really good on the neck. I think they use like a similar rubbery material a little bit as a bit of a cover on the neck to help the feel, but I don't know. So yeah, out of the box you do have to attach the tail, and I think that's kind of like a cool idea though, because it fits really well in the box. And again, like getting to be able to like pose this tail is great. And we've seen this feature a lot over the years in like other toys, but it's done really well here though. It can be a little tough to kind of keep a pose, and as I told you, for some reason the tip, I guess it's not made out of like the similar material 100%. It's kind of like starting to bend down. He's got like a mixture of soft plastics, which feels interesting. So I think that helps with like the feeling of what it is. And a cool feature, I think it has light piping in the eyes. Let me double check. I don't have the ability to, and indeed it does. Yeah, I'm holding it up to one of my lamps, and it's got light piping through the eyes, which is kind of cool. I wish I had like a little teeny tiny flashlight to sort of like help with that. Show it, come on. There we go. But yeah, they sort of like painted a little like iris in there, and you can shine a light through. It's coming through kind of here on camera. It looks really cool though that they managed to like do something like that. It's not perfect light piping, and you can't just put like a big old like see-through cube in the head, but it really does fit. And the articulation too is so well, you can sort of almost get it in the raptor pouncing pose here. Let me try to like do that, like it's not perfect. It's kind of hard to, and hard to get the legs, but it's cool that you could sort of do that. You get like a see-through stand maybe, and just kind of have it go like Hold on, let me have a victim here. I don't have many dinosaur toys to really show this off on, so I substituted Snapdragon for a bit. Okay, that actually kind of looks cool. Maybe I should have pulled out my fucking whatchamacallit. What's her name? Battles? No, Slash. Right, sorry, I couldn't think of it. Maybe I should have pulled out Slash for this, like, but that actually looks really cool. Maybe if I start doing like some more toy photography, maybe it'll work with that or something like that. Though I do have a feeling that Snapdragon would kind of like be like just blast it away and whatnot. Like, uh-oh, here they come. The dinosaurs are gonna fight. But that's just how it be. I did bring this out though. This is kind of like, this is not a Jurassic Park toy, but this is to sort of get the idea of what an older Jurassic Park toy kind of felt like. So this is a Nexu. I also kind of brought it out because of the tail too. So this is a Nexu from Attack of the Clones. Specifically, this was a re-release in a battle pack. But this is kind of how a Jurassic Park toy used to sort of come to be. I think they do still sort of make them like this, but very limited articulation, sometimes soft material in some parts. They didn't do the bendy tail. This is sort of a lot of things, but this is very similar to what they have, and I honestly think maybe this one is just a little bit better. I'm not sure why. Maybe because there's like a wire inside to help with that rather than just having it be the material. But yeah, like this has a lot of like play features and like electronic sounds, which a lot of the Jurassic Park toys had. Funnily enough, too, Jurassic. I just noticed this. I remember this. So you get like a Geonosian pike wielder. You stick the pike in there. It pushes a button and it makes a hurt sound. Funnily enough about that is that like the old Jurassic Park toys kind of had that feature. There'd be like a button on the side where there's like a big chunk taken out of the dinosaur. You'd push that and, it'd make a hurt sound. Also, funnily enough too, I hate to show this off real quick, but they put the Jurassic Park like T-Rex logo on the foot there. And again, they used to have like a weird like sort of tattoo JP on the side of the leg just to sort of distinguish it from like other dinosaur toys and whatnot. So outside of like the few flaws too that I showed off, like he does tend to fall over on his own, which is kind of a problem. And I just chalk that up to like the way the legs are done, and it's just dinosaur stuff in general. Seriously, like off camera. Again, this is kind of the meme of photography a little bit, I guess. When you don't have something at like a right angle, or you take a camera at like a different angle, things will just look weird. His foot is off in that direction, the best way to get it, but it looks good on camera at least, so that's nice if you want to like, do toy photography and whatnot. But yeah, so outside of him kind of falling over a little bit, he's actually kind of standing still right now. Outside of him falling over for a little bit, and outside of like the little weird tail, like nub bop down and whatnot after some time out of the box, this is honestly a dream dinosaur toy. Like, I was a kid who went to my local library and I would play around with like the little box of dinosaurs and whatnot. I loved dinosaurs a lot as a kid, and all of them are like rubber and weird and shit like that, but this is what I kind of was hoping for, especially after playing with Star Wars stuff, like an articulated, like da 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 da. You get like a cool dinosaur toy that can move, and like it's not electronic and it won't like die on you and like all sorts of other stuff. Like, this is great. Like, that's how I feel playing around with this. Like, if you want one of these, track it down. It's really cool. I kind of want to also try to get the Pyroraptor. That one looks sick. I love feathered dinosaurs too, and seriously, this is a really cool toy. If my overwhelmed excitement for this doesn't sell it enough for you, I don't know. We love Jar Jar here, but I'm sorry, Jar Jar. Oh, so no! It's a dinosaur! God, I love this fucking toy. Oh, man. Seriously. For $15, you can do a lot worse. A lot of, like, the Star Wars figures are, like, almost 16. But, like, this is pretty... For $15, this is, like, really cool. I'd say check it out if you're into dinosaurs, or you want, like, a really cool, like, dinosaur toy for a kid. Check these things out. They're really cool. Maybe I'll talk about the Therizinosaurus in the future if I have enough, like, space to do it on this table. But I think for now... yeah, really, real quick. Before I go, though, I did want to talk about that real quick. I think I talked about it a little bit at the start, but let me just say this. I see a lot of them shelf warming. Maybe wait a little bit. You'll get them for an even better price if you're really on the fence. Now, the only bad thing about that is I think that's just going to, like, dissuade Mattel from making more of these. But this is a really cool toy. Just check it out if you think you want it. Check it out. But my excitement just is a lot of, like, something like this. So all of my like weird gushing, I guess, coming out of like, oh, this dinosaur toy is so cool. This is something I've kind of wanted since I was a kid, and I'm glad that we have something like this. But I think for now. Anyway, guys, I think I'll catch you later. Remember to be yourselves, and peace. Merrick out.